Okay. Yeah. Got to get rid of the virtual functions. Hello, Pingu the King. Just looking through the git diff, what I did yesterday. Isn't it in the description? I'm developing a Vulcan engine. So you kinda need to in C++. It's all in the title here. It's way too difficult to explain what I'm doing. It's certainly every time someone new joins. So I think okay, it's not the project. The C++ project is just that. You know, I'm writing a Vulcan engine. If you ask what is the stream about, well, it's just me working, and there's loads of people that like to watch that for some reason. How many subscribers do I have now? Completely never look at it. Last time I looked, it was over 4,000. Yeah. Texture. Virtual functions. Okay. I did compile it. It works with CuteKits. And I have to look at those virtual functions of this base class here. I have 4 virtual functions, and they are used in the base class of shared resources, and of which I currently have only 2, textures and uniform buffers. Now I want to make a huge change to textures, which basically involves deleting these virtual functions. But yeah, that's not gonna work because they're also being used for uniform buffers. Instantiate creates uniform buffers. Is frame resources false for textures and true for uniform buffers? Update descriptor set is really vague. I don't know what it exactly does. Prepare shared resource declaration. I should definitely, it's about declaration, so I probably should keep this one. Also not sure. Very unclear. Now, if you try to make an operating system, no. I have something in my throat. Probably a virus. I don't know. Yeah. Pardon the long pauses, I'm thinking. Because it is not easy. The next step. The crux of the problem is, for textures at least, is that I think it finds pre-existing descriptor sets by looking at existing descriptor sets that have the same handle, image handle, sampler handle, image view handle. I can't help it that there are 3. Let's just ignore 2 of them and call them the image handles. So there are image handles, and it's going to compare that, but I don't want it anymore. But the fact that it is even able to compare that worries me. Or I cannot find that back, rather. Now this sounds like it would update the descriptor set with one such handle, but it's not even passing a handle. You have the handle here though. No, you don't. This is the base class. I have the handles in the most derived class. I'm going to have to find this back. Why? How? Update descriptor set. I was being called somewhere. Uniform buffer. This is where it is being called. And then I guess that the rest is implementation dependent. Let's first look at where it is being called. So it's being called here, which is in the function allocate update add handles. And we're passing here pipeline factory, owning window, set index hint map, descriptor set layout, handles, missing descriptor set layouts. I'm running a Vulcan engine, POUS GFX. Currently I'm looking at code that has to do with generating the GLSL declarations of the shader resource input variables, which my engine is generating. And in doing so, it needs to assign descriptor set, indexes and binding numbers, and it wants to use as little of as few, I should say, descriptor sets as possible. And therefore it's looking up if it cannot reuse an already existing descriptor set. And it is doing that by looking at the handles that are being bound to the descriptors in the descriptor set. And I'm trying to find back the code that does this compare, because I no longer can or want to compare with the handle, because that was a mistake. And now you understand why I don't like to explain what I'm doing, because nobody understands it anyway. Yes, it's like a game engine, but Vulcan is like the successor of OpenGL. So if you would understand an OpenGL engine, or you want to call that a game engine, then a Vulcan engine is the same, except based on Vulcan. So I had an existing here, existing score, existing preference, existing descriptor sets. Looking and searching for existing descriptor sets. Loop over set index. Da, 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 da. This runs over all the set indexes. Starts pessimistic. Loop over all shader resources with index. Where that index is this index. Right, I have a map, I guess, with shader resources per set index. So running over all the set indexes here, I can run over all the shader resources with that set index. And there we get the reference iterator. So here I have my base pointer. It's the class that we just looked at, which has all the virtual function that I want to change or get rid of or whatever. The thing also has a unique key. It has a set index hint. There's a binding assigned already. Remember if it is a frame resource or not. Find the corresponding set layout. Apparently I have a vector with all the set layouts. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So it's about the handle of descriptor set layout, because we want to find existing descriptor set layouts. And when can we reuse this one? You can reuse it if the key, because this thing was stored somewhere, maybe in a map or whatever. This is the key. A vector of descriptor set layout binding objects. That is called a key from which a handle was created. Okay. We have a binding number, the descriptor type, descriptor count, probably, you know, if it's array or something. The stage that it is being used in, and pointer that I doubt that I'm using. Louis, yeah, I just use the CPP reference.com for everything. Well, the word existing happened is used here, so maybe this is the one. Realize handle. So that would be called on a set layout. In case people are wondering, I did write all this code, but I just cannot remember anymore how it works. So I have to figure it out again by just looking through my own code. I like to write code that I never have to look at it again. So it just should work. Should work perfectly. So that I'll never have to look at it again. In this case I made a mistake. So now I have to look at it again and fix it. So to have a look at this compare. And this looks at the hint. Being you the king, how many lines you wrote? A lot more than 4K. I've got, I already counted it several times. But the problem is that, I don't know, let's just count the Vulcan stuff. So the code that I wrote in the past 2 years, that would be something like this, I guess. There's 42K. No, I think that my memory is really going downhill. I cannot be sure though. And it's going slow anyway. I'm very sure that I had a better memory, but I don't know if my younger self would have been writing this, if then I would have remembered everything. I just don't, no idea. I cannot recommend you anything, sorry. I'm new at graphics myself. 2 years ago I didn't know what a vertex was. Well, maybe that's a bit exaggerated, but it gets pretty close. So Vulcan is one of the, is by far, so Vulcan is an extremely difficult API, very extensive, much more difficult than OpenGL was. And it's really difficult to to learn that without any graphics background. So it's going slow. Yeah, well, I wrote that in the last 2 years. That's also Vulcan related lines, I think, yeah. The total number of lines of code that I have, that I wrote myself in this whole project is much larger. But I'm not going to type in the command to count that again. It's just, let's say I did it before and I forgot what it was. So now you know what my memory is. I still remember the total number of lines in the whole project is 800,000 lines. But that includes Vulcan itself and stuff like that, I think. I mean, if I just do cut S, that's all the sources. Now we get 881,384. But I think that includes all the headers of Vulcan itself and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like way larger than what I wrote. Maybe 200,000 were mine. I don't know anymore. I'm going to concentrate on my problem here. Okay, let's see if we can find back this realize handle. And that is just calling realize descriptor set layout. Yeah, pretty much. That would be that one. This is a logical device though. Yeah, I take a read log here and then we do some stuff and then I take a write log. And we add it. Yeah, taking the write log could throw an exception. That is not relevant here. So I guess the only thing that is relevant is that we find it or not. So if we find it, you get this. And indeed, I'm using a vector of VK descriptor set layout binding as the key, apparently. So whether or not I find such a descriptor just depends on this thing here. I'm self-taught. I did university, but I did physics. All my programming abilities are from hobby. I started coding when I was 12. And I've been coding all my life, pretty extensively too. Every day, hours. And at some point even 60 to 80 hours per week. Descriptor set layouts, container type. And there's a map that uses this as a key. I cannot find any handle back here. Maybe it's not the existing thing that I was looking for. No, I don't know. Arthur, you're talking to me? I think so. Well, that's flattering. Update descriptor set. Why? I have no idea here, really. I have to concentrate. Oh well. Cannot even edit your text. I mean, I meant my instead of me, but there is no edit. Yeah, damn it. Okay, I'm going to stop watching the chat, really, for a moment, or just don't type anything. I have to think about this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 2 of them are easy to deal with. I don't even want to print this. I don't have any comments here. Right, so that leaves 2 of them. Update descriptor set and prepare shader resource declaration. No, I did not start with C++ when I was 12. I started with basic-like stuff, but I was one of the first that tried, you know, personal computers, so computers available for families, as it were. I started coding in a shop where they sold the TRS-80. So TRS-80 machines for companies. The very idea that a company would want to have a TRS-80 in these days. I mean, I think your phone is 1,000,000 times faster, more powerful. Now, the guy that sold that, they had a room with, I think, 20 or so of those terminals. And they held, how do you call that? Lessons there, or shows. Or trainings, maybe. Trainings for people from companies. But when there were no trainings or lessons or anything, yeah, the room was just sitting empty. And then he let kids in and play with those machines, and that's what I did. So that was a very nice seller until he left, and some other salesman came to work there, and he didn't allow the kids in. So then I was deprived of my programming. But around that time, my dad bought a machine, as it was called, a die. So I started to code on a die. It's called like that. He paid 4,000 guilders. So I think with inflation correction, that must be like I don't know, $10,000 or something like that. Very expensive. And it had a CPU frequency of 2 megahertz and a memory of 48 kilobytes, not megabytes, kilobytes. 48. I don't think C++ existed even yet. I tried C at some point, but every time you made a single mistake, everything would crash. Not just your program, but the whole operating system. So then you had to reload the operating system from a cassette tape, which is very slow. So I gave that up for programming in an interpreter, which then at least wouldn't crash my whole operating system. But yeah, now I'm talking again against chat. So the problem here at hand is as follows. I have a base class that calls virtual functions, these two. But that base class should only deal with descriptors, and not with the actual uploaded image handles in the case of a texture. Now these things do not look like they return anything. I mean, all the arguments are either const pointers or references, or just passed by value, and it doesn't return anything. So this is just the base class telling me something, but the base class isn't really using it, it seems, right? And in this case, it's slightly different. We pass a non-const thing. So this might be the real problem that we have to get rid of. But it is specifically talking about declarations. The problem is that I'm pretty damn sure that it just looks at the handle, I just cannot find it back. Maybe I'm just disillusional and it's not looking at the handles at all. Okay, here we have the update descriptor set. There it's using the handle. These handles. Update the Vulcan handle descriptor set binding with this texture. So a binding over this descriptor set is just a single descriptor. If has frame resource, this is a texture, so it doesn't. That's strange. Why would I even do that then? Just look at this one, logical device, update descriptor sets, descriptor set, comma, combined image sampler, the binding 0 element. Image infos. Descriptor set is, it's being passed to. So the base class has a descriptor set and a binding, and it calls this virtual function because it wants to bind handles to it. I could just not do that and then it crashes somewhere, but at least my declaration should still be unchanged. because this is just doing something. It's not using it to generate the declaration. It seems. Definitely seems like that. Yeah. Good. So the last thing that is left here is prepare shader resource declaration. And that has a non-const pointer, which is being used here to call prepare texture declaration on that object. I was here yesterday too, and I couldn't find it. Oh, I could find it, actually. Yeah. So what is this doing? Well, it calls prepare texture declaration on the shader input data passing the texture. But the texture that is being passed is now passed by descriptor texture. And therefore I can move this whole thing to the base class. And then suddenly everything is solved. It seems. I hope. Anyway, let's move this one. I think you can move it. Yeah. I'm going to move it to. So let's put it here. Which leaves one virtual function. Let me first see if this works. Invalid use of incomplete type shader input data. Oh, damn it. Okay. I think I need to make 2 files for this. Also a shader builder, isn't it? Might as well move this on as well then. empty. Let's leave it there. Or not. Okay, I guess it worked. Let's make 100% sure that there are no validation errors. If I run it in GDB, then I detect that, and I stop at the first validation error. So I'm just running it in GDB because I'm lazy. And there are no validation errors, and then my next change is going to be, I'm going to make 2 files first, I think. I'm having this namespace here. Where is it being used all? Holy much! Oh, that's inside the Vulcan. I have a Vulcan descriptor. Yeah. Oh, I guess I have to put it inside there then. No, or not. Yeah, probably. I mean, this is like, I usually use the directory names named after the namespace, so descriptor stuff should go into this descriptor directory. No, well, yes, I don't know. Really? No, of course not. That looked weird. This, no. Which probably already includes IOStream, although probably not actually, now I think about it. I don't know. Yeah, it's here as well. Print pointer. Do I have a print pointer here? Print pointer. No, not anymore. Oh, now this can be deleted, I guess. Or can it? Drum ruffle. Can delete it. Okay, and then we had the descriptor. What? Descriptor. Oh, fail, yeah. I forgot which directory I'm in. I'll just have to write it to the whole path. Because I don't know which directory I'm in. Linux viewer. Linux viewer. Then we get this, I guess. Oh, I just wrote it. Well, you need to do the same thing for... I'm gonna cheat. For the header. Point is, if I just type vi, which is an alias, so bash script or function, and I start with source, which is the root of my current project, it should find the file if it exists, but if it's a new file, it won't find it. So instead of touch, I could also have done, of course, giving it the actual path. Either way, that works. And then this should go in the new header. I really hate this. If you split something up and in two files, then there is almost no way anymore to know which where the headers have to go, how to split up the headers. Well, that was all anyway. That's nice. I mean, you can duplicate the headers, but yeah, no, not. don't think this one needs base. This one does, because I have time deriving from base here. And base sits in shader resource. Yeah, I could remove that, right? I remember that I decided not to do that because this reads better. Base is just too short. Unique pointers needed here. Doesn't even. Probably also. I don't know. Image data feeder set key. Shader resource member. Let's move that one as well. Context is being used. Set key itself is not. Yeah, interesting. Now, if the question is then if this one is using set key, it's not. Whoa. No, it's even needed then here. Let's leave it like this. Now, in order to know sure that stuff compiles, I mean that I have the headers right in those new headers, I can put them at the top. Now this one is already at the top, and here I'm including another texture, also at the top. So it compiles and I got the headers right. Didn't. VI. Oh, expected class name before. Descriptor texture. Shader resource base. Something tells me that shader resource member. It's also in. Oh, it's in shader builder. Oh, we are in shader builder, aren't we? Well, I'm so confused. I just don't know. Let it fail. Apparently that is okay. It's not linking. It's going to predict it, but then it already printed it. Or not, because it didn't compile it. Cannot say that it compiles when you don't try it. Invalid use of incomplete type. shader input data. Pipeline. Yeah, now suddenly texture shader resource member is... Oh, that's in detail. That should be okay. There we have the print pointer. Okay, splitting up in two files has been done. And now I want to simply not call that last virtual function. This one. So let's make it... It has to be called at some point, but not from this base class. The confusing part is that it does have to be called from the base class for uniform buffers. Or does it? It's not really clean code. How I am doing it now. But yeah. I have only two types, textures and uniform buffers. It's not a very large amount to generalize it. I don't know what to do with this. Update descriptor set. At least look at where it is called from again. Right, I think I need to keep it. But I should bind it to an array or something. And I don't know how that works yet. But keeping it means that we do still call it. So I'm just going to nullify the function itself. Oh, what the hell? Let's make two functions. Call this old. And make the old one no longer override anything. Okay, so it says we didn't update it, which is correct. But it did generate the declarations correctly, these two. But we never bound them. I never updated them. Whatever. Right, so what do I want to do? I guess I want to finish the split, right? Should now be able to make it really two different classes. So this one is already separated. Or not, the other one is. Yeah. Now to finally really cut the link between these two classes, I'm going to remove this as the base class. No more base class. Okay, that means that I cannot call this constructor anymore of the base class. Right. What to do with the debug name? It should not be used anymore here. Guess my main concern is the compilation first, so I'll just simply comment it all out. Okay. I still have overrides that do nothing. Do I? Yes, I do. So this has to be deleted. and then add it to the other one. I don't have an override left now. Oh, print on, yeah. So also print on must be fix me, implement print on, yeah. Still fix me there. What the hell? I keep doing that. I just copied the wrong one. Okay, guess I'm confused. I don't know. I don't think it can link now. What is going on? Expected class name before. Descriptor. Right, yeah, we don't have that anymore. I'm just going to delete everything, and then I'll just have to figure out how that works again when I need it for the other class. But hey, must be doable. No matching function for call to Vulcan channel builder, channel resource texture. Oh, yeah. So I do no longer have a debug name. That's kind of strange. I guess not. I'm passing an ambifix here. I guess that moved. Find this also highly dubious. Highly dubious. I'm changing too much at once now. Instead of being able to do it in small steps, and I can test if it compiles, I'll be forced to make all the changes, and then if it goes wrong, oops, and I have to change everything back. Could not convert from blah blah blah, so that it would be here. We no longer have that, but that's what I mean. Now I'm going to have to change this one, I'm afraid, into descriptor or not, because I'm not generating declarations for this thing. I don't think I'm generating declarations for that thing, right? Nah, probably not. Version 450. I am doing that for this one, but the texture's here. So I guess that's a no. So let's no declaration matches void. Update the descriptor set. Man. Right, yeah, that's the one that I meant. But there are lines ahead. Let me move this one to the other file. Shader resource texture. Descriptor texture. .cxx. Not convert. Yeah, I would rather not do this really, like as in do one test at a time. This is a uniform buffers. Vulcan descriptor texture. I guess we're including a texture here. Or we're not. Why not? Input data. Oh. Um, yeah. Strange. The string view can be constructed from a character const pointer non-explicitly. And my texture can be constructed from a string view, also non-explicitly, right? So, why is that not compiling? I guess it's because there's an array here has a accurate initialization or something like that. I'm just gonna add a character const pointer. Now just to be sure, I'm gonna look at the get diff if I remove the constructor, which takes a character const pointer or not. Yeah, character const pointer. No, that's a, yeah, for the debug name. Seriously? Am I calling that a debug name? No, I don't see the difference. Wait, it's being passed as a second argument to something that takes a set key context instance. I deleted that as well. Whatever that returns. Okay, so we had this thing and set key context. Now we have a descriptor. H. It is purely a debug name. Purely a debug name. Something is totally wrong. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I was using this one. And I'm no longer using it because I'm not passing this descriptor set key.